Derek started saying to Oliver, "You better give me those nice cheeks right now," and started to repeatedly slap Oliver. Derek was doing 35 years in prison, so Oliver knew he was not a man to mess with. Finally Oliver gave up because he was in so much pain and his face was red, so he agreed and told Derek, "Okay, I give up, you can clap my cheeks," as he pleaded with Derek to just stop slapping him in the face. Oliver couldn't face any more slaps because the blows felt like baseball bats hitting his face. As Oliver was unzipping his trousers to take them off, the prison guard opened the cell door and said, "Derek, I've been looking everywhere for you." The prison guard told Derek, "You are being shipped out to another prison today, so you have to pack your bags right now." The guard looked at Derek and then looked at Oliver and said, "Hold on, I know what's going on here. You two lovebirds were about to do some jiggy, but I'm sorry for stopping your night of passion, but your boyfriend Derek has to leave right now." As the guard took Derek out of the cell, Derek looked back and stared at Oliver with an angry look on his face as he walked out the cell. Once Derek and the guard were gone, Oliver was so happy because that was a close one. Without realizing it, the guard just saved Oliver's cheeks from being clapped out by Derek. Oliver just sat on his bed looking at the walls in the cell, thinking to himself he needs protection and needs to join a gang immediately because he won't survive in prison just being by himself. So the next day Oliver came out his cell onto the yard where he walked up to Tucker. Tucker was the leader of the White Boys and was one of the most feared men in the prison. Tucker was doing 40 years in prison and was not a man to mess with. Oliver asked Tucker if he could join his gang, and that's when the 10 guys who were standing around Tucker started laughing at Oliver, but Tucker stayed silent and didn't laugh. Tucker asked Oliver, "Why do I need a supermodel weasel like you in my gang?" Oliver replied and said he is from a wealthy family worth millions and his father will pay the gang $5 million just to protect him in prison. The 10 other guys stopped laughing as this was serious money. Tucker told Oliver, "I checked your details as soon as you arrived in this prison, so I know exactly who you are, so I already know you are from a rich family." Tucker agreed Oliver can join his gang only if he wins in an arm wrestling match against his younger brother Peter. Peter was a little person with a short man complex who was also doing 40 years in prison. Tucker told Oliver to come to his cell today during social activities. Oliver started to laugh in his head, thinking Tucker is stupid. Does he really think that little weasel Peter can actually beat me in an arm wrestling match? Oliver and Tucker both agreed to an arm wrestling match and shook hands. Everyone was now back in their cells and hours had passed and it was now time for social activities, so Oliver walked over to Tucker's cell. It was just Tucker in the cell, but Oliver was a bit surprised because Tucker only had his boxer shorts on, but Oliver didn't think much of it because it's Tucker's cell, so he is allowed to just have boxers on as Tucker has a single cell and didn't share a cell with other inmates. 2 minutes later 5 other guys plus Tucker's brother Peter came into the cell and shut the door. Peter and the 5 other guys only had on boxer shorts as they walked into the cell, so Oliver thought maybe this is what they do in their gang, so he also took off his trousers, so he only had on boxer shorts like the rest of them, and that's when he asked Tucker what's with the whole boxer shorts thing, and that's when Tucker and his gang started laughing as Tucker said, "We have on boxer shorts because it's easy access to your cheeks. Don't you realize we are all going to clap your cheeks out? We are going to turn you into a real woman," and they all started to laugh. Oliver's face turned red as he thought, why did he take off his trousers as well? Oliver knew he could not escape because the door was locked. He asked Tucker, what about our deal? What about me joining your gang? What about the money? Everyone laughed as Tucker said, your money means absolutely nothing to us. We all have 40-year prison sentences and we are all in our 40s, so we will never get out of prison, so how will we ever spend the money? As they all laughed. The most precious thing in prison is booty. You don't really understand that what you have is worth more than money and gold combined, plus we want your nice cheeks instead of the money. Oliver begged Tucker not to clap his cheeks, and that's when Tucker slapped him. Oliver fell on the floor, and that's when all the guys ripped Oliver's clothes off. They threw Oliver onto the bed and put him on his back. Tucker told Oliver, I want to look into your eyes, woman, when I'm pounding your cheeks, and that's when all of the other guys held Oliver down. Peter the little person took off his socks and put it in Oliver's mouth to mute the screams.